What's up, guys? It's your boy Jimmy here, coming at you with another deck. This is my ominous good list. Um, this deck doesn't really get a lot of play. It's really weird because I think it's actually really good. Really complicated to play, to be honest with you. I only pick it up a couple times randomly, but every time I play it, it feels really powerful and also feels really confusing. So maybe the deck will help some people out. The basic premise of the deck is to grab an ominous seize, and once it gets to 8 counters, you can make 8 Krakens. But if you stack them to greater good, you draw 8 and you discard 3, and then you kind of you're able to make another token. And from there, you can kind of deck yourself, and you can kill people like Lab Maniac, or if you have like 2 of these out, you can make a ton of 8/8s or things like that. There's a lot of different things you can do. So we'll just go over the deck list right now. 23 lands, bunch of forests, islands, Thornwood Falls. I'm trying out Evolving Wilds. One of the main cards in the deck, rather, is Sylvan Library, which is really good with Ominous Seas, Greater Good. Helps you draw 2 extra cards, kind of filter through your deck. So it kind of just fuels the seas, basically. But a lot of the times, when you're kind of just like floating to random cards you don't need, they can really like slow down your progress. So I actually need like a shuffle effect. I think Evolving Wilds is that shuffle effect. Um, it's pretty much a free shuffle effect, and you kind of just need that when your Sylvan Library is like really bad, because sometimes it does happen, and it's really not fun. But yeah, speaking of that, Sylvan Library is a 4 of. It's kind of crazy to see that as a 4 of in any sort of deck, but you really need them with Omniseas. Each one triggers 2 extra cards, so if you have 2 of them out, like +4 on your drawing engine for Omniseas, and you can pay to life. I've dabbled with things of like, or thought about things that are like gain you life, but I think it's like a little like corner case. The deck is kind of like, I guess there's a lot of flex slots, which I play a lot of like wacky cards, obviously, because I'm me. But could definitely like try different things. Speaking of flex slots, though, I am playing like Fraxton Dreadnought with Trick Bind. It's a really good turn 2 play with birds. It's another way of winning the game too. Sometimes you just make a 12/12, and your opponent can't beat it. It's just that simple. And Dreadnought's also really good with Greater Good. It helps you start like the engine rolling. You can kind of just like fill your hand up when you have a Greater Good out, and the next turn you can kind of try to kill them. Trick Bind, like I said, you want to Trick Bind the enters the battlefield trigger of the Frags Dreadnought, which is why Trick Bind's there. If you've played Legacy before, this is a deck. It's called Stifle Knot. But Trick Bind has other uses. You can Trick Bind Storm triggers. You can Trick Bind like fetch lands. You can just nuke their lands. You can Trick Bind, I don't know, an Aetherling enters the battle, re-enters the battlefield effect that kills an Aetherling basically. There's a lot of different things you can Trick Bind, and it's really good in certain spots. But it's super narrow, I agree, but when it's good, it's really good. So when you want to deck yourself with like, Styles, or I'm sorry, Dreadnoughts or Ominous Seas tokens, you want to get a Lab Maniac in play. Lab Maniacs, when you draw cards, some cards in your deck, you win the game instead. So another way to get that into play is Dread Return. You can't actually cast this in this deck, other than Birds of Paradise, actually, but you can discard it. You have like 2 Ominous Seas tokens out, or Ominous Seas cards. One like fuels the Greater Good, the other one is fueled by the second one, or the first one. So you can make at least like 3 8/8s if you have enough cards in your deck. Also, you can just like jam a bunch of Birds of Paradises in your, as long as you have like 3 other creatures, like a Thirds of Paradise, maybe like a Dreadnought, something like that, and then you can sack it to the Lab Maniac. That it's hard to play. Make sure if your opponent's playing like a red deck or something like that, if they have 1 mana open, you want to play around stuff like Burst Lightning, and I think that's what the difficult part is like wondering like what your opponent kind of has in their hand. Because you only have things like Memory Lapse over here to kind of like fight through some sort of a hate. But it can be really like daunting because when you like start to deck yourself, you're pretty much all in on that. So unless your opponent's like tapped out or something, to like know that this is good. And those are the scary parts of the deck, in my opinion. It's like, when do I go for it? Is this right? So on and so forth. There's for me, it's a really good draw engine with all your enchantments in here. There's a couple enchantments over here too we'll talk about. But it's a really good like kind of way of like feeling the deck. Also helps you fight through past like bad Sylvan Library piles in the top. Memory Lapse, really solid counterspell for most combo decks. You kind of have the game locked up. You don't really care if they get a turn, because they probably won't get a turn because you're just kind of protecting your spell. And we're trying a bunch of little fun ofs here. Compulsion, another enchantment that draws cards. It's a way to, like I said, it's a way of filtering through your deck. Sometimes you have a lot of dead cards, maybe too many lands, so discard a card, draw a card. It's good on your opponent's turn too. Archmage Ascension is actually really funny. Archmage Ascension and Sylvan Library actually combo pretty well together. This will always trigger this every turn, so it takes 6 turns to do, which it's a lot, but sometimes games go long, you never know. But you have stuff like Compulsion and like Thirst for Meaning to trigger this on your opponent's turn, because it's each end step. But once this gets going, once you actually start drawing cards, this plus Sylvan Library actually tutors for 2 extra cards a turn, so you get your normal draw step, you get to draw any card you want out of your deck. But these Sylvan Libraries, as their draw engines here, this effect replaces the Sylvan Library effect. So when you draw a card from Sylvan Library, you actually have to tutor for 2 cards, and you don't have to put anything back because it's a replacement effect, and it's pretty funny. So, but it's like I said, it's a fun of, so I just want to try it out. Regrowth, just a random card when you get to rest or something like that, you lose one of your things. I feel like a lot of times I like flame out is when I can't find another Dreadnought with the first greater good sack. So if I find a regrowth, I can get that back. It gets back other things too. Maybe you want to fetch land to shuffle your deck. Maybe you get duressed and you lose one of your enchantments. Stuff like that. Maybe you want to just have another memory lapse. I think it's really good as a one of. Especially when you're drawing so many cards. You want these like random like silver bullets. Sideboard, Cerulean Dregs, most people want a red. As with Tangle, I think it's kind of one of the worst matchups. Extra counter spells for like any, I don't know, like black decks or like troll decks. And Wilt, I don't think Wilt's any better than Return to Nature. They're pretty close, honestly. They each do different things. This one destroys artifacts and enchantments. Also, the important thing for this is cycling. Cycling is pretty important. You want to actually draw cards when you need to. You don't want like, not that Return to Nature is like a dead card, but sometimes you just want to draw an extra card one time, and Wilt will do that, like in a pinch. So, especially when your deck's built around Ominous Seas, when you want to draw cards, this is good at that. And then Soul Guide Lanterns for the Graveyard Hate decks. So we're gonna play in a league today, so 5 rounds, and let's see how the deck goes today. All right, round 1 with the Pain Dreadful Ominous Good deck. Close. I think I'll keep. If I just like peel 2 lands, I think like start doing some stuff. Memory Lapse can like buy some time. Kind of peel a forest too. Aggro zombies. Yeah, that was a good. I think I'm gonna play the library first. It'll help me draw extra lands. Black can't really interact with this as well, other than just killing me, so I feel like I can be okay here. No, let's play main deck Duress, and that would be like really bad. I think that's why I want to play the library. Yep. Right. The thing about the zombie deck though is it can put a really fast clock really quick. I need to get going. Let's see. 7, I go to 10. I'm just trying to think if I can tap out next for greater good or wait for like another land. I might have to memory lapse something, I don't really know. Depends if I might want to play anything else. Like another Lord here would be pretty bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Is this game? Let me think. I go to 10. Or go to 9. Yeah, that's actually game next turns. I need to find like. I just don't have enough counters for this. This only goes to 6. I think I'm just like dead on board. Yeah, the Dark Ritual there with the Lord really kind of helped them. 11. Yeah, that's game. I think that's why I think we play Tangle main deck because situations like this. Speaking of which, what was this tank? I don't mind actually playing Memory Lapse in this particular matchup. Things are like Dark Ritual could be you can like Dark Rituals if they like power out something with Dark Ritual, then you can kind of Memory Lapse that. You can actually buy a lot of time. Some of the fun ofs are too slow, but I actually will cut like one lapse. I think that's it. I think I can only really bring in Tangles and hope for the best. My hand was pretty good, honestly, but they just had a bit of a faster start. Plugins. I almost hit keep. That would have been really bad. This is also pretty slow, but I think I'll try it. Okay. Slaps the next thing that happens. Wow, their hand's pretty good. They had two 1-drops. I'm gonna play the birds here. I hit for 5, not a big deal. I know they have the file in their deck, so they might. I worse it blocks at some point. It ensures that I get this greater good in play as long as it lives. Really, I don't think it really die next turn, but we'll see. Time will tell. All right, that's not bad. It's kind of rough here. I feel like I have to chump with a bunch of birds. I really want to play this Thirster meeting. Okay, I think I'm gonna like I have to chump with like 2 birds here, but I need to actually draw cards as well. Let's see. Can't really deal with the library right now. I really need like a tangle or something. I think this land drops Tux because like I don't have any way to draw cards except with a Thirster meeting. So if I find a tangle, if I don't have the mana to like draw this and play a tangle. Watch. I can cycle this, I guess. I guess that's my only out here. Yeah, that was a little bad. My hands were not super great there. Okay, just not tangle. Wow, really bad. Okay. All right, round 2 of the Pain Dreadful Ominous Good deck. Um, Guess I can keep. I try compulsion out. This is a really good compulsion hand. That's my cards are really bad. But you need to keep a bunch of lands in play. At least like 4 to 5 are pretty good. Could be a lot of things here. Could be Reanimator, could be black red mid range. I think I'm actually gonna play the compulsion over the thirst for me. Pain Seer, okay. And a mid range action. This thing is probably going to die, but give the old calls a try. Agonize Your Remorse. Only really gets thirst for meaning, not a big deal. Scroll. Good draw right off the top. Start filtering through my deck here with compulsion. They get here. They found a swamp. Lucky, lucky. Right, ransack the lab. You got it. Right, mills 2 lands. Another Pain Seer. I draw all the cards. Maybe I should have milled on my turn just to see if I could find like another bird. Okay. Okay. Really good time for Evolving Wilds here. My lands are like really bad. Okay, now I can make like a Seize token, so I'm just gonna like hold back for a second with a compulsion. I have a lot of mana for that. So let's see if they even see that line. Human Fire. That kills a bird. Gavriel. Okay. Could be a bit annoying. I could trick bind this. Funnily enough, I could trick bind this. Um, no, it's just better to discard the card, I guess. Ooh, okay, that's fine. Define discard. I don't mind discarding that. This card I can't actually cast. I'm getting demon fired. I can imagine. Sure. Guy. Two. Um. Up. Could have actually kept 2 cards there. Attack the dab rail, which is gonna let it happen. That's awesome. I don't mind getting hit for 4 if I just crack back for 8. Anything you played, memory lapsed. Sure. I win this race for sure, and especially depending on what they flip. I'm floating another memory lapse, so like this is not like a big deal. Also, it's uncounterable. I could have actually put the 2 forests on top and then like dug into the memory lapse. I think that would. Oh, I can't really because I don't really have a lot of mana for that. Excuse me. This is a really nice setup, actually. Alright, they found another Demon Fire. Well, the Demon Fire I put on top in a swamp. Yes. Did I get Demon Fired out of this game? Oh. Because I know I'm floating a forest. So they could look at my forest. And then I have another token here to make. This is fun. This is fun. I'll block this guy. This is fun. This is fun. I like this. I like this interaction. Sometimes you don't need the greater good to kind of win games. Sometimes you can just kind of like make a bunch of 8/8s, and it's pretty hard for your opponents to come back from it. Okay, there's a greater good. I could draw my deck. Probably win the game from here. Depends on. I don't know what my opponent's. I don't know what's put in my opponent's hand though. I think I have a Doom Blade or something to kill the guy. I don't know if I have to really do anything. To be honest with you, the greater good should seal the game. I don't have to do anything right now. I'm just gonna pass. They're in a really tough spot. Okay, they're gonna scroll me. The name. They name mountain and they have a mountain. I know they have a demon fire in their hand too. Don't know what they could do against this. Okay. Even if they try to kill one, I just sack it to the greater good and I draw a bunch of cards and I just make another 8/8. It replaces itself. So I don't know how they could have beaten that. Alright, so just like a black red mid range deck. I don't know. I look a couple of negates. Randomly useful. I've just got these strict binds for now. See where we're at from there. Go from there. Dueling Drake kind of counters Demon Fire unless they're Hellbent. Kind of weird to have a Hellbent card with a Pain Seer in your deck. Compulsion looked really good there, actually. I really like Compulsion. And the Evolving Wilds. I'm glad those worked out because my hands were really floating. When you see like two lands on top with like your stolen libraries, it's like you feel like you have to just kind of like I'm gonna keep this hand. It feels like you just kind of have to like pay some life, and it's kind of tough to pay life sometimes. Turn two Omnises, pretty strong start. Then Black Red doesn't have a ton of ways to deal with enchantments other than like libation. They're just libation. Field of Ruin. Rest me. Okay. Who do they take? Compulsion's pretty strong. Omnises is pretty strong. Then Relapse is counterspell. I like taking the Seas here. Kind of the thing that kills you. Play that four of them in my deck. Alright. Library is a good answer to like discard spells. So my hand would have been really set up pretty well. Also, it's gonna help me find another land. My third land drop. Vampire Nighthawk. I'm gonna pay 4 life for this. Kind of risky, but I mean, I kind of need to get some mana in play. Okay, hold up Memory Lapse too for a removal spell. Looks like they're missing red mana. Oh, never mind. Slaughter game, sure. I mean, you can say like Ominous Seas. That's not a big deal. I can kill them without that. I can have to kill them without Ominous Seas. I have like Dreadnoughts in my deck that could really deck myself. Um, like I said, I still have the regrowth. So I'm okay. I'm okay with this. I'd like to find another land with a Sylvan Library. An untapped land. Now, if they take my Dreadnoughts, then I'll have a harder time winning the game. Like, I think we're down to like uh I think then we're just like on the Lab Maniac beatdown plan. Okay, they get the Scry. Let's see if they actually keep the Chain Lightning. They put that Chain Lightning on the bottom. Interesting. That's actually really interesting. It's okay. That's probably why. Hmm. Alright, I just need to find that Dreadnought we're going here. They have 1 card left. 2 cards, actually. They could Field Ruin me. I'd love to take a shuffle. I'd actually love to take a shuffle here. It's actually amazing. I'd love to take a shuffle. So they could hold, like, some removal spell here. That'd be a bit annoying. I have the compulsion still to like kind of filter through my deck a bit. I've had enough lands in play to kind of win the game. And Nighthawk's not the fastest clock in the world. I'm looking through a lot of cards here. They're holding one card. With the Demon Fire, it's gonna be a bit annoying. I can't really counter that. Bullshit. Another library. Okay, we'll continue filtering. A lot of trick binds. No dreadnoughts. This is what I'm looking for. I'd also like to find like an Archmage's extension. That would really help out. I could really just start like pumping that. Countryside Crusher. Sure, I guess. Maybe I would have found a counterspell for that, but I could just trick bind the Crusher activation, which I probably will. I can't let this guy get huge. Card. Not as useful. Okay. Alright, I mean, we'll start here. There's a Dread Return. I played my land this turn, right? Yeah. See. This should be game, honestly. I need to find another birds. How many birds do I have left? 3. Okay, as long as it helps us say as long as the dreadnought's like not down there. You know what's really funny? I don't have a Lab Maniac. It's actually really hilarious. I don't actually have a Lab Maniac here. I didn't get to discard it at all. Huh. Interesting. So, what does this mean? I guess I have to keep, like... Interesting. uh, I'm, like, dead to a couple random cards here. Okay, let's just, like, pass. Actually, I didn't find a Dreadnought, which is, like, really funny. But I could definitely, like, win the game from here. I don't need any of these tap lands anymore. I don't think I need lands at all. I don't need any. I don't need a draw to eat. I don't think I need any of that. I need this regrowth. I only need one Dreadnought? No. The Nighthawk is actually the biggest deal. Yeah, I don't think I need to draw any more cards. That. I might have to like double trick bind. Yeah, I don't think I need the negate. The memory lapses should be enough. I need to keep that birds. Maybe just cutting a trick bind. God, what cards can I not have? Alright, I guess I'm not making a land drop. Um, I mean, sure, like, okay, they found a remorse. So all I have to really do is draw. Not lapse. All I have to do is really is draw. Let me lapse this. All I kind of have to do is just draw a call it. All I'm gonna do is draw like a lab maniac. I should be like good against this. I'm gonna block one of these because if they have demon fire in their hand, I'll be at 5, and I can actually like survive a demon fire here. Let's just draw the lab maniac. I don't need to like the dreader turns out dead in my hand. Let me discard this birds. Okay, some flats. Okay, there's the lab maniac. Okay, the only way I lose this if I can't counter the spell that they have for this. Okay. Alright. See, that's one of the confusing parts. Sometimes it's like so stressful. I don't know like what to do, but like I had to think really hard there. I couldn't even like express the words I had to think, but got there. Alright, got another match with our Penny Dreadful Ominous Good deck. Yeah, I can keep, sure. A turn 3, Dreadnought if I draw another land. I almost didn't think this was a land. I'm not really used to Evolving Wilds in my decks. Go with the library. It's a third land here. Try to get these faster starts. Don't duress me. Anything but duress right now. But anyways, somebody gets these faster starts where like the game plan is just dread not kill you. This could be a lot of things. Right? Ritual. Oh, okay. It's a lot. This untapped land. I guess I could regrowth the Evolving Wilds. Boring, but I mean, it gets me a shuffle. Well, I feel like this is gonna die by Dark Ritual. Wow. Something ridiculous is gonna happen. Is oh, Time will tell. Last turn I could have also played the C's there, but I think just like getting a 12 tone play is a lot faster than like trying to wait around for 8/8s. Thinking a bunch of mana here. Death Cloud. That's now I wish I played Ominous Seas. What do I do here? They're gonna lose their hand. I'm gonna keep mine. Or I'm gonna keep most of mine. Maybe I just like wait for the C's here. I feel like I'm getting the better exchange out of this. I have a draw engine. Like they have a Nissa, but they need a land. They're gonna be top decking now. But my top decks are better because I have a Sylvan Library. I want this land too. Might take a little bit, but so I can't shuffle. I want that other forest. Yeah, they're not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna get the better of this exchange. Maybe they're trying to slow me down here. Can't slow down progress here. Cannot slow down the library. What is he on? Okay, so I guess it could ultimate. Bad. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Could have raced me. Oh, if I find a trick bind though. Oh, should have kept trick bind. Need to find a trick bind. No. I just kept trick bind. I would have won this. Trick bind's so good. Why? Oh, if I just kept trick bind, I could have actually. I didn't even think about the ultimate. It was like it didn't even care. Okay, I guess I could like try to cheese them here. Maybe I can try to like cheese them. I doubt it. I think they just go for it. Even though I've discarded a trick bind, so they have to be wary that I play trick bind in my deck. So now you have to be worried about it. Yeah, they're going for it. Man, that's crazy. That's annoying. Because I could have easily have stopped this. I didn't really think about what Nissa actually did as a card. I never think about like Planeswalker Ultimates. Okay, got like 9 lands. That's annoying. I guess I just didn't read. It's kind of early for me. I'm not a reader in the morning. Let me just make more excuses too. That'd be good too. Okay. Uh, let me stop making excuses. Start playing better. Even though Trick Bind seemed pretty great there, I'm gonna cut a double. And I think that's it. Oh, if I just kept Trick Bind though, that would have been. See, the card's just so good, and I'm like so bad sometimes. So I'm not using that card to its full potential. Imagine me keeping like, imagine me just keeping like Dreadnought Trick Bind, and then it's like Well, first of all, the Dreadnought would have been a dead card, but I just kept like Lapse Trick Bind. That would have been such a better pile. Because I could just respond to anything they do, and then they try to ultimate it and Trick Bind it. But then I have to deal with the 4/4 somehow. So, because they eventually drew like a forest or a land or whatever. It's a little unfortunate. Maybe they even see what I discarded, but it's kind of crazy that they actually just went for it. That was actually a really sweet archetype. I actually really want to play it. Planeswalkers were good this season, so like Garrick is like really great with Dead Cloud. There's a lot of like artifact mana. I can keep this. Yeah. Library and Ominous Seas, pretty strong start. I get Duress turn one though. I kind of already know this. Maybe not. Alright, I'm gonna drop the Seas here. Okay, really strong start. Get a library in play and then just go from there. Try to deck myself, try to win. Still think I'm getting Duress simple. Alright, that's a bit annoying. That means I can't really I can't like dread return back the thing. I'll have to hardcast it. I have to produce a lot of mana. Alright, Garrick. The good thing about the enchantment part of this deck is that Death Cloud doesn't really do anything about the enchantments. Of course, them playing green, they can always just like kill the enchantments. I wish I brought in Wilt. I mean, they would have been pretty good against this. Flop this greater good in play. So they could Death Cloud for like 3 as it stands, I think. Wouldn't really affect much. Like I said, I have this like 50 combo now. I can start producing 8/8s. War side, okay. War side doesn't really affect me that much. I already have like a win con on the field. They could say like Lab Maniac or something like that. It's not a big deal. I already have everything I need. Dreadnought, I mean that's not a big deal. That's one of my that's a side win con. Also get the shuffle. I actually like the shuffle part of it. It must mean they think they have an answer to like everything I'm doing. I have a lot of counter spells. I could just sit back and do nothing for the rest of the game. This 3/3 is not the biggest clock in the world. And I could just start like I can just go turbo decking myself. Especially if they tap out. But I mean I also have like 2 counter spells backing up my guy. I just need to find like a 5th land. Probably just react accordingly if they tap out or something. Draw a card. Right. They know my hand, so they know the attack isn't like super great. But you make an 8/8, it's pretty strong. Can't really Death Cloud into my 2 counter spells. I know this thing's gonna go off. Full value here. Thing attack. I'm gonna negate this. Okay. Oh. This basically means I could try to go off next turn. And now they don't have the thing. To I could use a second seize. Get rid of birds. Yeah. I don't think I can really win from this spot. Honestly, I'll just deck myself. I'll eventually find the hopefully I find the Lab Maniac. I have like a bunch of counterspell back up. I'm bringing these wilts just for like Soul Guide Lanterns. We're gonna slow down my opponent a little bit. Couple wilts in. I like the regrowth actually. I kind of like regrowth. Although, I mean, if they're playing like Soul Guide Lanterns, maybe regrowth's a little worse. Maybe just cut that. I instantly had changed my tune like instantly. Um, see, it's hard to sideboard in this deck. It's like there's a lot of cards that are like really good. I guess like I can only like really cut like the flex cards. Because you really want to keep the deck really tight. I find it really hard to sideboard in this deck. You really want a minimal sideboard. Mulligan, no blue mana. Rough. This hand's a bit better. I can try out Archmage Ascension. I draw like a Sylvan Library. It's a really good start. I actually cycle this Wilt on my turn to trigger, so it's at least 2 here. I could Wilt that too. I think I'm just gonna plop down the seas though. Oh god, this Archmage Ascension actually might be really good. I mean, I'm gonna make a quick 8/8. So the real question is Archmage Ascension good? This is gonna be we're gonna figure that out right now. I mean, I don't have Sylvan Library, so it's not like amazing yet, but we'll find a Sylvan Library eventually. The 4 of in my deck. One's really thinking. They could duress me. Duress would be kind of brutal. They have a World Waker, maybe? That'd be a bit annoying. Or they're just gonna Death Cloud? Okay, Garrick is... I guess they... Oh, man, they must... Yeah, they had Glaciers. That's probably why. That's a good start. Garrick Glaciers is pretty strong. Kind of wish I'd wilted this now. But I had my own plan here. I need to find a Soul Library. I think it'd be really strong if I found one soon. I don't want to get like Death Clouded into like the Abyss here without a setup. I think I might get. I think I'm getting Death Cloud right now, actually. It's pretty bad. What do I keep? I guess the land. Because I'm gonna lose all my lands. I had a really good. I had a nice setup too. I just get beat down by like 3-3. Well, we'll see what happens here. Pretty sad I didn't get a library out. You also keep an extra land. Got a prime to play some cards. Forest. Actually, is a basically a stone rain. Oh, had a duress. All right, land and library. That'd be like the most ideal draw. There's a lab maniac. Not the best draw. I think it's a good spot to Death Cloud, though. I mean, you have a Planeswalker that produces creatures that doesn't affect the Death Cloud. And you have a couple of mana sources and lock down your opponent, so they got that way like turn 4. And imagine if I just wilted this instead of... What did I do? I don't remember. It's an attack. Wow, their draws have been really strong. Let's see, this is like 10. Yeah, I don't think I could beat this, actually. They had like 2 really good draws. I mean, the rest wasn't that great, but then they drew like a Tassiger, and I was like, okay. Alright, you got it. Alright, get another match with the Pain Dreadful Ominous Good deck. Mulligan from 2 mana, really. Uh, I'll keep. Yes, I don't really enjoy this. On the draw, so I mean, happens. I don't think it's a better 4-card hand I can keep. I guess that's why I keep. Bit unfortunate though. I think it's mono red, so give me a quick one. Let's see. Ooh, drew a land. One of the better ways of winning this game quickly is a quick Dreadnought, but I mean, Birds of Paradise is primed to die. So maybe I could like library into like land plus Trick Mind. Classic. Classic. Um, Actually, it would turn out to be a reasonable 5-card hand. I drew another land and a library play. But these match was very unforgiving. Game 1 is like especially ridiculous. A land. Got a trick bind too. I have to pay 4 just to keep this. Well, it's gonna hold back the Satyr, that's for sure. So yeah, I think I do have to keep this. I definitely am doing my thing, but at what cost? Reading. Got a reader. It's got a lot of text. Weird to put this out here now, but I do have this trick bind. It's kind of unkillable in mono red. So, I mean, it's gonna hold back the Satyr. The Satyr cannot attack into it. And if they do, I'm just going to win. They will just win the game. This guy is still annoying, but I have a birds. I could just swing in, I guess. Play the birds. Okay. Another Stormblood, okay. I can't beat all the Stormbloods. Or can I? Block, block. Block. 2. I could actually regrowth that thing, but I think I'm just gonna like play a bunch of blockers and see what happens. It depends on what they do. But this is kind of an attack all situation. They see it. Yeah, I can't really like block enough. Can I? Block, block. Alright. I had to pay 4 for that. I think I had to pay 4, but they had another Stormblood. The second Stormblood was just kind of annoying. Okay, all of this. I don't like any lapses in this matchup. It's actually not a good lapse match. Really slow. One more card to cut. I don't mind Trick Bind because it's getting a big Dreadnought in play is like the fastest thing you can do. Also cut Compulsion. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. Try to play to the board. I mean, if turn 3 12 and I lost the world, but I had to pay life for it. I think this is a mulligan. This hand's better. I have to turn to pro red guy. Fine, yeah. Turn 2 pro red guy will like stall the board for a bit, so I can start setting up the library. What? You can't. Your deck can't like. No, that's a terrible. That's a terrible seed. If your deck folds to like a pro red guy, then I don't know. You should like reevaluate how you're building your decks. I've beaten so many. If you've seen this channel, I've beaten so many dumb situations where like, oh, I'm probably gonna lose this, and then I won. So I don't know. You know me. Go look up the never give up video on the highlights section playlist. You don't give up. Don't ever give up. So now I know how to beat the deck though. just mulligan into turn 2 Cerulean Drake. Just mulligan into turn 2 Cerulean Drake. Oh man. Oh no! Pro red guy. I'll keep this hand. It's not bad. It's not good either. It doesn't do anything, but I'll keep. It's a bit slow, but I have a tangle to kind of like dumb things up. You're gonna run out the birds in case I draw a trick bind and this thing doesn't die for some reason. I can't imagine this thing not dying, but the possibility is there. Bird. Also slows down things like a if they had something like a Stormblood, slow that down a bit. Drop this these for now. I'll take 4. It is what it is. I'll play like a 3-drop or something. I can tangle, save me some life for a bit. This might not have been the greatest hand. In hindsight, I think I just saw the tangle, so like I could stall the game for a bit. One card left. A lot of game lands here. I'd love for the last card to be like land. Well, Hellrider would be not good because I still take like the 4 damage. The Hellrider. A bit annoying. It's a bit annoying because it's not gonna get tangled up. I have to tangle now. I could draw a trick bind here. It'd be pretty good. Bind. I'll cycle this. I could block. I think I will though. Abbot of Carol Keep. All here. Another Abbot. I kind of have a lot of lands to play. I think I will just block. Unless they just play a Satyr here. Yeah, I need to prolong the game as long as I can, so I think I'm just kind of chumping here. Even the trick mine won't save me. I need like a I think they draw some. How much damage is this? Yeah, that's this game. I probably shouldn't have kept that hand. Maybe I should have mulliganed the game-winning turn 2 Cerulean Drake. I think that was maybe the play. Alright, got in the match with our Paint Dreadful Ominous Good deck. I get a win here. Off. Mulligan, however. Sure. This could lead to fun things. I draw this to here. I think it's also pretty good to start off thing. Red Knight isn't just a 12-12. It draws 12 cards as well. Ooh, White Cloud Poke. I'm gonna drop the library here while counter magic is low. Let's play Mantic Annulls, and if that's the case, then you got it. You got it. Gotta be wary of counter spells here. Can't just like run the good out. A lot of mana here. Try to find something like Anomalous Seas. Just in all the lands. Because I found another greater goods, kind of start gaming the goods in here. Pay for a mana leak here. Can't pay for like something like a cancel or whatever. Oh, they're tapping out. Okay. Okay, I can't add mana. Well, that's unfortunate. Target permanent or target creature? I can't actually add mana with this. Really unfortunate, because I would like to put both these things in play, but here. Alright, let's just try to set up my hand. I'm not gonna put the Lab Maniac in the graveyard. Might actually need the Shuffle here. Be a little tough to navigate this Exilmator. I don't know. I don't think it should be that bad. They only have like 3 blue sources, so at most like 2 counter spells. I can just jam a bunch of these Ominous Seas. I'm getting Stone Ringed a bit. It's kind of annoying. The ultimate on it. I have to read ultimates now. Oh, okay. I should probably be wary of that this time. Main, main phase Factor Fiction. I guess we can split these mana leaks. In fact, I'll just give you all the mana leaks. That. Let's just sit down in your main phase. Alright, they took the Dissolve and the Gain land. Might have another mana leak or a Dovin's Veto or something like that. Another Dreadnought. Probably end the game right here. Do I have enough mana for all this? I don't think I ran out the Lab Man. Actually, I might be able to pass this one too. They have a memory lapse for any counter spell. But I think I could just counter whatever they have with the Dread Return. I have to Dread Return my graveyard, right? Okay. So this makes like infinite creatures. Yeah, have I played? I made it my land drop already. So many triggers. I click one card. So many triggers. 24 triggers. Oh, they're saying okay to all of them. No, just yield it. Does he ever respond to this? It'd be insane if he had a response to this. Okay. Make a bunch of guys here. The like I said, I have the lapse here. Try to show very much. Guys. So yeah, it's pretty academic from here. C's make more tokens. Okay. And like I said, I saw the lapse met back up for whatever they had there. I'm actually surprised they didn't take the Mana League. I don't know what they were holding. Or why they decided the main phase Factor Fiction. I like negates. That's pretty much it. I like all the counter magic here. I could try to cheese them with it early. I didn't show them Trick Bind yet. They know I have Dreadnoughts, but they haven't really seen Trick Bind. Might be able to cheese them with that. But I will like trim one. I'll just trim. The only thing I can really cut. Everything else is pretty redundant. I really need all of it. Yeah, I can keep this. It's a pretty good hand. Sylvan Library is really good at kind of filtering through the deck. Always a strong start with the turn one birds. I get mana leaked. I'd try to put it out there. I still have a compulsion start kind of filtering through the deck a little bit. I have a bunch of, I have a double like meanings too. Most of these decks rely on just like approach to win, so I can really kind of get under it with my kind of like game plan. I don't know if I'll trade anything here. I actually like all my spells. I want to keep the Dreadnought. This way I can like thirst and compulsion if need be. They're just holding counter magic. Very obvious. Um, Try to find an untapped land. We can hold negate up. Oh, great. Need like 2 counterspells, a null plus like negate. Um, Strong. Or some sort of uncounterable counterspell like Dovin's Veto. That would be really good too. Dovin's Veto does not get enough play. But not a lot of people are playing Blue White Control. I'm just gonna try to shape my hand here. I mean, drawing 12 cards is really strong sometimes. Okay, let me thirst for meaning response. I can try to find like a memory lapse. Okay. Really want to draw 12 cards. So this card. Did I play a land yet? I think I did. Okay. I don't know if I need any of these trick binds. I think discard 4 cards. So they have a neutralize. So I'm going to jam 2 C's and see what happens. The first one's probably getting countered. I also have a memory lapse. Just noticed. I didn't really look at my hand. Ooh. Could be actually game here. I get 2 C's down. I think it is just game. I mean, they could have 2 counter spells. I mean, no reason not to try it. Okay. So the neutralize that they have again. To lapse again. They still could have another counterspell for the Lab Maniac, but I could probably try to just kill them with Ominous Sea tokens, honestly. Because one actually makes a lot. Okay. I don't want to just go for it here. Okay. They're just conceding there. Somebody, even these things just kill them, like, the next turn. They don't have, like, they can't even have a Wrath It, really. I don't even need to, like, play the Lab Maniac. What's up, guys? It's your boy Jimmy here, back with the final thoughts of the Ominous Seas deck. 2 and 3, not the greatest record, but, I mean, I think I showed some basic premise of the deck, you know. Uh, Greater Good, Seas. I mean, that's just a good combo on its own. I think the whole deck should probably just like focus on like protecting this or finding this as soon as you can. Obviously, Library does a good job with that. Thirster Meeting as well. And also, I do like the Dreadnought Trickbind plan. I think Trickbind I just forget what Trick Mine can do. Because it's like you only think, okay, I could only just stifle this, but you can stifle so many different things. Um, Dread Return is kind of hard to set up unless you have two Ominous Seas most of the time, or a bunch of like one drops. So it's cuttable, but like as a one of, it's not like a big deal. The other one ofs I was thinking of, Compulsion is actually really good. I actually really like Compulsion. I might play a second one over this like Archmage extension, which is super slow. I never really got to get it off the ground, but in theory, like this plus Sylvan Library is pretty great, which might be a different deck on its own. But I mean, why wouldn't you play that? Why would you just play this combo? But the regrowth was fine. I think I like the one of regrowth, so I might actually just play a second Compulsion. Sideboards, fine. You know, nothing really to scream about. But yeah, I think if I were to try to change anything, is maybe like instead of like maybe the Compulsions, some other like dig spell, maybe like Shimmer possibility. Really, a lot of the deck kind of just is focused around getting its greater good in play and then drawing a bunch of cards with it. That's like really the borderline baseline of the deck. So maybe something like, I don't know, maybe like a dip in the white for like Idyllic Tutor could be okay. Also, I have a weird idea of even like just cutting blue altogether. I mean, you missed out on C's, but you could probably just like chain Dreadnoughts with like um and then just have a Lab Maniac with a Dread Return. I don't know. I think it's like wrong. But there might be even like a green white greater good Dreadnought deck with Idyllic Tutor. I mean, then wait, no, it's stupid because then like no, that's dumb because then like Sylvan Library doesn't really work out with anything else. So the only reason you play 4 Sylvan Library is play safe Ominous Seas and it draws you extra cards. That's just dumb. But maybe like a Bant version could be okay. Um, it's kind of hard with like not allowed to like try lands. I mean, you could play like Grand Coliseum, and you have Birds of Paradise as well. So Idyllic Tutor is a terrible idea. Who knows? But yeah, that was just me like thinking off the top of my head there. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. Like, follow, subscribe, blah blah blah. And I'll see you next time.